What's up, party people? Welcome to the ALC Sidelines podcast. It's good to be back for another edition. Dan Zumpano here with you. You're on the ALC Sports Network. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for joining us. Like and subscribe to our channel so that we can get us going in the algorithm, spread the word about the Atlantic Lacrosse Conference and the MCLA overall. It's been a very, very fun month of March as we roll on to April. It is championship month. We will crown a champion in this conference just a few weeks from today. It's so exciting as the season starts to wind itself down. Every game becomes more consequential. Today, we are going to talk to the brand new leader in points at his school of all time at the University of North Carolina, Charlotte, and that is Tyler Nichols, who just broke the school's all-time points record, beating his old teammate Nick Farron. So we'll talk to him today. That'll be a lot of fun as he'll be our special guest. We'll get to know him really well. Just some news and notes here from the past couple of weeks, some games that we saw some consequences of. Charlotte, that team, is 10-0 as of the taping of this podcast. They went on a 3-game trip down to Alabama, in an incredible tournament, 2-week style tournament with a bunch of teams went down there from the Division II level of the MCLA, and they were able to get not one, not two, but 3 wins, including beating some top-ranked teams like Florida Atlantic and Rhode Island, Tulane. They were able to win all those games in an incredible fashion. We'll talk more about that with our interview with Tyler as we go forward here in this podcast. Big consequential game in Division II, and one of the divisions that was UNCW, Wilmington, getting the win over Coastal, 18-6. Very consequential game. That's putting UNCW in a really good position to join us in Lynchburg coming up at the end of the month. Liberty keeps on rolling. They are now up to number 3 in the polls as of this podcast, They got a couple of big wins this past weekend over Temple, over Texas A&M, over Pittsburgh. So some big wins in the division as well. They've got their sights again on going back-to-back in the ALCs. Tennessee, big win for them over Clemson in our game of the week. They win 12-8 over them this past weekend. Wake Forest won our D2 game of the week over Virginia Tech Division II. That was a 10-6 final. And in the Battle of Charleston, it was Charleston over the Citadel by a final of 10-8. All right, enough talk. Let's get to it. Here's our interview with the brand new record holder of points at UNC Charlotte. Tyler Nichols joins our podcast to talk about breaking that record, his journey to Charlotte, and some of his favorite moments as a 49er. All right, we told you you'd be here, and we're here with him now. The brand new record holder of points leadership at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Please welcome in 2-time All-American Tyler Nichols. Tyler, what's going on, man?
Good, man. Good. How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing good. Head spinning, nose to the grindstone, kind of year for me. And I'm sure it's been that way for you guys too, because you guys seem to be just, next up, who's next mentality at 10-0. So congratulations to you guys.
Thank you. Appreciate that. It's been a lot. First time we've been 10-0, I think, heading into this point of the season, from what I believe ever. So it's definitely been a pretty cool goal we've set. We just been just next up. Got another slate coming up soon. So yeah, it's been pretty awesome.
I can see you're channeling your ALC championship aura to you. As what do the kids say? It's Aura 1000. Is that what they say? With all those championship T-shirts that I told you, you're probably going to have to get a new closet for at this point. Yeah. So you've been there at Charlotte for 2 years. This is your 3rd year at Charlotte, correct?
Correct. This is my 3rd year. Yes.
So you transferred in from Catawba College back after your freshman year. Tell me, what has your experience been like starting from then, and how has it metamorphosized its way to what you have now as a championship pedigree team that's looking to not just get a conference title, but now you guys are probably pushing for a national championship.
Yes, definitely. It's been quite the journey. I mean, even before I got here, the year before they had set a precedent. They made it to nationals. It was the first time they made it there, and they had, of course, uh, D2 Player of the Year Nick Farron's there. So definitely some big shoes to fill. Especially when I told Coach I wanted to wear number 10, they told me, hey, like that's you got a big spot to fill there, and I knew that for sure. I had heard from him. Everyone that was there the year before would always talk about the presence he had there and everything like that. But it's been awesome from my sophomore year to last year to now. We've had ups and downs and everything, but just I think at this point we've reached all we want to do is win, and that's just our next goal, and it's just a next up mentality, honestly. And I think this third year has been one of our best years yet. This group of guys we got has everyone from top to bottom, the goalies, the face-off, defense, the offense, O middies, D middies. It's just been a really just full unit, honestly, because it's not easy to travel and like that Alabama trip we just had. It's in the NCAA world, people know how traveling takes a toll on you, and playing 3 back-to-back games and all that. It's been quite the experience, but I've been really proud of the whole team and the coaching staff from Ned to Liam and Coach Moxon. But it's been awesome. We've definitely built a winning culture here over the past 3 years.
You mentioned that winning culture, and you mentioned that nose to the grindstone mentality, and that trip to Alabama in particularly stands out by winning 3 games in 3 days. 2 of those games against really high quality opponents, in Florida Atlantic and in Rhode Island. Um, what was that weekend like for you guys to know that it was coming, and then how it started to how it ended? Kind of deal. If we could make a meme out of this, I guess we would do that. Right?
Seriously, I mean, yeah, from us showing up to the field, like I told you, 45 minutes before the game started. From that point, just being like, all right, guys, we have a game to play. There's no joking around. The 6.5 hours on the road through Atlanta, the traffic and everything. Got off the bus. So I mentioned just being road warriors, and I think that's when we set the tone and the precedent for this season. Was that game against FAU, and we were down most of that game, down at halftime. But I think that speaks a lot into how much I think we have a lot of veteran presence and just older guys who know like it's not over till it's over, and that was really true. We got on a run at the end, and we didn't stop, and it ended up being a great win for us. Everyone was off the walls, headed back to the camp, and everyone was just excited that it was the biggest win, I believe, in the program outside of the 15-2 upset 3 years ago in Texas against College of Idaho, which I wasn't even there for. But that's kind of what that precedent was set before I got here. And I heard about that, and that's what drew me. And I talked to Ned back then. I reached out to him via Instagram, and that's how I wanted to be a part of it. I saw what they were doing, seemed like it was a great time, and it's just been fun ever since. The things we do off the field also are a big part of it. I really feel like we're just a group of guys that just like to have a good time, honestly. But yeah, it's been really cool.
It seems like this has been such a welcoming, and a realization moment always comes to somebody when they make a big decision, and transferring to Charlotte, a place where well that you grew
Mm,
up just outside of, right?
that's right.
A little bit further than Catawba, right? Just a tiny
Hmm.
bit,
Yeah, it's
but
like 40 minutes. Yeah.
yeah, there you go. But it's kind of like the big city for you, and you had to make that decision to go there. And you mentioned you just talked to Coach Nick Nedvesky, and how it all came about. Can you explain how it all came about and why you ended up where you ended up?
Honestly, the biggest thing was Catawba, great school. I give that a credit to a lot of my success now. It's kind of built me into who I am. I did enjoy my time there, and the guys there built great relationships. But to me, a big part of it was the school aspect of it. I'm studying computer science. That's a big part of my future. And Charlotte is now actually just recently came in R1 research university, so a top research school. So that's big for me and everyone on the team. But it really, I mean, I liked my time at Catawba, but something I feel like I kind of wanted more, and I think a big reason why some guys go MCLA is because there's an aspect of being a student and being an athlete, and not just being just an athlete. And I think people who've gone through it understand that, and they kind of know what I mean when I say that. And you can really choose how much time you want to put into everything, and then that's what you get out of it. So if you don't want to, do too much, to have spend too much time in one area, and you want to excel in another, and whatever that may be, that's kind of where that comes in. And that was a big decision of mine to go to Charlotte, is I could be a little bit of everything, be a student and an athlete at the same time. And I think that's kind of where it started. And Catawba, like I said, great school, but didn't feel like it was really exactly what I was looking for.
You mentioned Coach Nick
Mm-hmm.
and his influence on you. I know he's not there at the head coach realm this year, and Coach Liam O'Halloran has taken over, and you guys haven't skipped a beat. But what is Coach Nick's impact on what you be ultimately ended up becoming at Charlotte? How has he impacted you?
He impacted it. He gave me a confidence, honestly, from when I got there day one. He always was picking me up and trying to teach me new things, and I even could tell from the stepstone of him coaching, of Nick Ferentz, even Declan McHugh, and the guys kind of were before me and that I also played with. And there's also Blake Moxham, and also credit to Coach Moxham too, who's stepped into that offensive coordinator role for us this year and a little bit last year. But Ned has been just kind of just a rock for a lot of guys here. I mean, he started this culture. He was a player here. He knows exactly what, I think he just knows what a player wants. He knows what a player wants and wants to see. And his impact here, he's changed the culture completely. He's a huge part of the school success, and Liam has been here a long time too. And that's why we knew whenever Nick was stepping down for his personal reasons, which congratulations to him, and having a kid and everything, and that was a big part of it. And we all knew that's what was best for him. We weren't worried when we had Liam step in because he had been there. We all knew him. We were honestly looking forward to that as well. Like they both kind of carry the same mentality. And but yeah, Ned's he's really just talked to everyone, all the players, offensively, even defensively too. But he's just an offensive minded guy, and kind of knows exactly what we want to hear, and goes through the motions with us. And I think he's just done a great job of being a mentor in a way as well for a lot of guys, a leader and a mentor for us.
Right, right. Um, what was your relationship like, and what is it still like with Nick Ferentz? I mean, you mentioned that you wanted that number, you wanted number 10, you wanted the challenge and the responsibility that came with being, you know, let's call it what it is, probably one of the best players in the MCLA at the time for him.
Yeah.
Now you've kind of worked your way into that situation where you're in the top 10 in points and all those things that come with it statistically, sure, but it still comes with the pressure as well of wearing that jersey and representing somebody that did it so well for a long time. What's your relationship like with him, and have you guys had any talks? Has he congratulated, has he come out and whatever said about anything about breaking his own record, things like that at the school? I mean, it was that like a kind of like, wow, surreal moment. Like I'm kind of where he was then.
Yeah, yeah. Nick's. I've had a couple conversations with him in person, not really over. I don't not really over social media or anything. But I even saw there were some comments on the post saying people hagging him and messing with him about it. But I'm sure that he might be like, oh man, like jeez. But yeah, someone messed with him about it. I thought it was kind of funny, but it doesn't take anything away from him. And there's still an achievement that he has that is only one person gets a year, and that's the D2 National Player of the Year, and that's something that I definitely, of course, have my sights set on. That's a big goal, and that would be awesome to achieve. But that is something that no one can ever take from him. I can't, I'm saying, like it's not like a points thing where someone can eventually take it, and who knows? I think one day that'll happen to me. You never really know, but yeah, definitely the importance of number 10. We've already been talking about who's going to wear it next year and whatnot. And I think it's kind of becoming a thing within Charlotte is 10 number means something. I've got to carry a bit of a presence. Like at my high school I graduated from, Blake Norman, the number one is a big significance there. The team captain and the best player on that team every year wears that number. And from when I was there, we had a guy who went to VMI that wore it, and then following that had some defenders that wore it. And there's a guy at Lake Norman right now, Brandon DiBerdinis. He's going to Harvard. It's a big thing there, and so we're kind of translating that over into the Charlotte realm. But yeah, it's been really cool just to, I guess it's an honor to me to have those comparisons from him because I know how good he truly was. But it's been really cool just having, getting the congratulations and talking to everyone and him about it. So yeah.
Grew up on the shores of Lake Norman, as you mentioned, um, and in Mooresville, North Carolina, just right out there in that way. What's the lacrosse identity and culture like there compared to maybe some guys that you've talked to that are from other places that are on your team now? How would you compare it, and what would you say about their culture?
I mean, Lake Norman that's honestly where I would say I was built. There's so many great players like that I couldn't even compare myself to that have been there. I mean, it's crazy the culture that's been built there. Coach Bruger, all credit to him that he's built that program for the last 2 decades. I mean, he started. It was called Lake Norman United. Back in the day, I started going. I was in fourth grade, and funny story is I was actually my parents kind of forced me to go to a Lake Norman United, just little showing they had just to build the sport. And I was playing football at the time, and I was like, no, I don't want to go. Like, why are you making me do this? Whatever. And then now it's where it is now, looking in the future. And I think it's funny because I fell in love with lacrosse from that. They just build just absolute, just great players. It's been. I'm proud to say that I graduated from there. There's just so many great people who've come from that, and it's a tight knit community. I mean, there's a lot of guys. We go back after the seasons, and we go and group of guys go to the games and the playoffs, cheer them on every year, no matter how old you are. We got alumni that I met when I was there. I got families and whatnot, and we still talk to and everything. The alumni game is a big thing there every year in December. We have that, and it's been the comparison to others. I mean, of course, I can't compare to anything else that wasn't there, but in the terms of North Carolina lacrosse, Lake Norman is up there with anyone, and I would recommend anyone go to that school to learn a lot of great things from Bruger and all the other coaches that are there.
It's great to always go back home. It's close by, it's always good to, have that reach back there. And they come see you play, I'm sure. Some people
Mm-hmm.
come back
They do.
to play and I've seen you played on the national stage too in Round Rock, which is amazing. Um, how would you describe and I'll just read a little bit about how Coach Nick in the past has described you when I've been on calls with him for games. Um, just found you playing in a summer circuit, a men's tournament. A leader by example. Can play the X with a lot of freeness, but mostly a lefty dodger that he described as the best dodger in the MCLA. And of course, obviously, him saying that is high praise. How would you describe your play style, and has it morphed itself over the years, or do you think you've been as consistent as you've been and just have built on those characteristics?
I would definitely say it's morphed. When I compare myself to what I was like my freshman year to my sophomore year to now, I think it's just kept morphing. I think I kind of started off more as a just strictly just a kind of more of a feeder guy, like dodge and find the next open guy. And I think as I've gotten older and have more experience, being able to decipher whether or not, hey, like sometimes trusting myself and hey, my shot is one of the better shots to take. So I kind of have a mentality of feed the ball, share the ball. It's the best thing to do. Like moving it. There's really I was kind of taught growing up like you dodge you bring a guy you gotta move the ball. Like there's really that's exactly what I was ingrained and built to do at lacrosse or at Lake Norman, and that's kind of how my game has now reflected to it. Is I feel like as I've gotten more attention, getting earlier slides and whatnot. And I love being a feeder. Like if it were me, I would rather have more assists than goals. And I know I just said my game is morphed into that.
You're like a coach's like dream with that. Like, yeah, I always hear that from coaches. Is like he's got to feed, look for the open man, and so many guys want to just go and score. And right there, it's like every coach I talk to, that's what they want to hear.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, yeah. I don't know why. It's just a thing. I love to share the ball. I find pride in getting someone else open, and because I think that's a better way to win. I say you can't dodge through three guys. Can't at the end of the day that at some point it may work. At some point it's not going to work. It's just kind of how teams. If a team's smart enough, they're going to figure that out. They're going to know exactly what to do. You got to be able to be versatile, and I think that's one thing about my game is I've become more versatile over the years. I've learned to be more aggressive when it comes to figuring out whether or not I should feed the ball, whether I should shoot. And like Ned said, last year the past 2 years, I played X primarily. This is my first year where I played that left side. And I think I've excelled tremendously when it comes to scoring more because I have more space on that wing. And that's where my game thrives. And trust me, but I love playing X too. I mean, that's why I talk about being versatile. So the years past, I've had Declan McHugh and Blake Moxham on both sides of me, both incredible shooters. So that's when I knew I got to feed into the strength of the team, right? So just driving up from the X and finding the next guy was kind of my biggest thing. But this year I'm trying to change that a little more.
What's the most fun part about playing in the Charlotte offense? Like, what makes it go?
It's so free. Honestly, it's just so free. Everyone on the offense has just incredible abilities and do anything. Everyone can create for themselves, and that's kind of what the beauty of it is no matter who has the ball in their stick, they're gonna beat their guy. Like we are all very, very just aggressive when it comes to taking on our matchups. I think that's why we've had so much success is we love to just attack our matchups. And that's one thing Coach Moxham now he's been preaching is really getting in our set and just free balling. There's no really like purely set plays. It's all we get in a set and then we go from there. And there's different motions he preaches in practice where we'll have drills where we're not playing on the defense, but we exactly just hey, if you go this way, then I want this filling on the backside, this guy moving up. It's just a whole motion, and that's what if we do that enough times, then everyone gets ingrained in their head. And I think that's what a big success of the offense has been at Charlotte for so long is because we have so many guys that can just in any spot can make a play. And that's what's so much fun is just everyone can do something. There's no weakness.
It sounds like a ballet. It sounds like everybody just in motion together.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Some way, even though it may not seem as structured, there is structure in the chaos.
There is exactly. I like that structure within the chaos.
Beautiful.
That's kind of offense.
Excellent. Well, I mean, Tyler, this is awesome, man. I'm really glad we got to talk. Do you mind us doing a little rapid fire about who is Tyler Nichols? Some insight, interesting things. I know you said you're not really like you're just a dude playing lacrosse, but I know you have to have some things that you like.
Oh,
So
yeah.
go through your favorite stuff. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Number one, favorite sports teams.
Ooh, I'm a big Denver Broncos guy. Bo Nix. Yeah, it's been a big year.
It's a Bo Lever.
I'm a Bo Lever through and through, man. It was an exciting year last year. I'm excited for the rest.
Nice. That's all. Any other ones?
I would have to say the Canes. I'm a big Canes fan. When it comes to hockey, Canes. I've been to a couple Canes games. I was at the playoffs last year when they were playing the Rangers. Sadly, they lost, but that was an unreal experience. So I have a Sebastian Aho jersey. Fishy, he's probably my favorite hockey player, I'd have to say. But yeah, I'm honestly purely just a pure Denver Bronco fan. Been a Denver Bronco fan since I was probably 6 years old. Started playing. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. We had the success of Peyton Manning and everything. In 2015 with that Super Bowl, but it's been a rough couple 8 years for us. So it's been exciting to have to get to Bo Nix on there. I've kind of my football, I guess, life has come out of me this past year, but I'm excited for that. And Yeah, and then I would say the Canes. I'm just a big hockey and football fan, really. Not a big baseball guy,
Yeah.
but
I mean, most lacrosse guys aren't, but that's okay.
exactly.
The it's how was it rooting for the Broncos playing the Panthers in the Super Bowl? That's gotta
Oh,
be
that
right.
was Yep, that was definitely interesting. I remember I was in middle school at the time, and I had you know how middle school kids are that messed with me like, oh, you're like bandwagon, blah blah blah. You got both your teams in the Super Bowl. I'm like, nope. That's honestly that day right there was the clear cut when I was like, all right, I'm a Broncos fan, and it was before the game. It was before the game, and because everyone was giving me a hard time, and I was like, you know what, like whenever you have a bunch of people just hating on the team you love, it makes you want them more, and from that day forward, I was clear cut a definite Broncos fan, and that was an interesting experience. I hope one day to see that again. That'd be awesome. That was definitely my favorite football game to watch of my entire life. So there really hasn't been that many important ones other than them playing the Bills this past year, but that didn't go too well. So
Well, I'll say this: me being a big football fan, I've been a Pats fan since the Bledsoe days. So
oh,
uh, the 2015 Broncos and that
mhm.
2-point conversion, the
Oh my, yeah, yeah.
we can go back and forth on that all day
Oh
long
yeah,
if
we
we want
could.
to, but that's for another podcast.
No, another day.
How about favorite food?
Favorite food. Ooh, I would have to go steak, man. My favorite cut. I had just porterhouse. We got a Blackstone in the backyard. Got
I've been
room.
looking for one of those.
Oh, I mean, if you're a dude and you don't got a Blackstone, I promise you're missing out. You have to have one of those, man. Like, just nothing like a summer day. You're just outside. You go to the grocery store. You go grab just a premium cut USDA choice porterhouse steak and put it on the grill. Not a whole lot of seasoning, just very very simple. Just go enjoy that. Have a couple beers. It's a great time. There's nothing better than that, honestly.
I'm gonna have to have me and Mrs. Z take a trip down to Home Depot and pick one up maybe this weekend. You got me going.
Oh, you have to.
How about favorite fast food restaurant? When you guys are on the road, you're the highwaymen, you're driving to Alabama.
Mhm.
What are you getting? What's the go-to stop?
What am I getting? I got two answers here because if it's before a game, there's consequences to certain options you may pick, right? So if it's before a game, I'm picking Chipotle, and that's exactly what we did. That's exactly what we did before we played FAU. That was the recipe success for the whole team. Chipotle, get a nice bowl, nothing like that, can't beat it. But then any other day, if it's not before a game, I'm a big Chick-fil-A guy. Nothing, Chick-fil-A, you can get. I mean, there's no wrong choice at Chick-fil-A. Seriously, I mean, I've gotten everything on the menu from the salad to the sandwiches to the nuggets. You really can't beat that. I mean, I don't think I've ever met someone who hates Chick-fil-A. So
I moved down to Virginia, and it's like one every mile, and
yeah,
it's really spoken like a true Southerner. Like that was unbelievable. To answer that, maybe Chipotle. Hey, there's a Chipotle here in Lynchburg when you guys come for the
there
tournament.
is.
Or if,
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's the stop before on Saturday semifinal day.
I think it will be. I think it will be. We always stay. There's a La Quinta across the way from the Lynchburg City Stadium. We've stayed there every year, so we'll be excited to go back. And definitely, I'll definitely have to go hit up that Chipotle before. I'll make sure to send that to you.
Excellent. I will have no time to join you, but I'm sure we'll get the pictures into production. Don't worry. Uh, favorite movie, and if you don't have a favorite movie, it could be the last movie you watched, or a movie that you like.
Mm, favorite movie. I'm gonna have to go. I do have a favorite. It's Fury with Brad Pitt. I'm a big World War II guy. I don't know if you know that. It's a tank movie. It's about World War II. But Fury, that's one of my favorites. It kind of depicts a story about how all odds were against them. All odds, and at the end of the day, that at least one survivor came out, and they fought to the very end. And that's I don't know, that I've rewatched that movie probably 15 times at this point in my life. It doesn't get old. It doesn't. I think everyone has a movie like that. Um, but yeah, that I would say that's my favorite. It's kind of in recent memory. I know other people have older old school movies that they would say. I'm definitely a big movie guy though.
Awesome. I mean, yeah, you're already on the track to being an old man and a World War II buff. It's going to be great. Uh,
You're so right. Yeah.
I'm into I'm into the JFK conspiracies right now, and that's so
Ooh,
that's the old. But if you go World War II, I mean, it all happens. It happens to us all eventually.
it's a,
How about this one? Athlete you most try to emulate.
ooh, ooh. Okay. Actually, I do have. When it comes to a lacrosse player specifically that I've watched for a long time now, I would say Justin Gutterding. I'm not sure if he's still.
Duke.
Yeah, the big Duke guy. He's I don't know, something about it. I wore 14 my freshman year at Catawba, kind of because him. And that's kind of what I've emulated the college game. I saw him watching him play at Duke. He's one of my favorite guys. I think he's versatile. He's a scorer, but he's also a big feeder. He's one of the all-time point leaders in all of NCAA lacrosse. Yeah, he's probably my favorite. I would say I try to emulate my game after him.
Nice. Do you have like a non-lacrosse person that you really look up to?
A non-lacrosse. If I had to go non-lacrosse, it would be man. Recently, I'm gonna have to go with Bo Nix, man.
There you go. Keeping it in-house. I love that.
Yeah, even in the house, I'm a loyal guy, man. You go through all those years of hardship, you learn how to be loyal to it, and it always pays off. But yeah, I don't go Bo Nix.
I like truly a believer. Uh, First concert, best concert.
Ooh. First concert, it was a Keith Urban concert with my parents.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. My parents, big country artists or country singer fans, and they love themselves some Keith Urban. Actually, going to go see him in May, so I'll be revisiting that in Raleigh. So yeah, and then best concert, I'm gonna go with this is kind of a deep one. You may know this, but Tree Oak and Coetzel. I went and saw that this past fall in Raleigh. And if you haven't listened to them, highly recommend. It's kind of a concert, or it's kind of a country twist. But Tree Oak, one of my favorite bands. Honestly, I've ever listened to. I listen to them pretty much every day. But yeah, that's what I would say.
All right. So now I'm going to go on Spotify tonight, and you'll get an email. So you
Uh-huh.
can see the results review.
I promise you, Tree Oak, that you won't. There's not a single song on there that misses.
Okay. I will take your word for it. Last one. Place in the world that you would most want to visit.
Most want to visit. I would say I'm gonna have to go with Italy, the Amalfi
That's
Coast.
the right answer. There you go. Perfect answer.
Yep.
Very much, sir.
Uh-huh. I respect the Italian. I do. I love myself some Italian food. I can only imagine that's on my bucket list. Uh, Amalfi Coast would be awesome. I love Italy. I'll make sure to let you know when I go. To let you know, Dan.
You let me know. I'll be sitting down with you, 9 o'clock table. You know, right on the coast on Amalfi. One of the few places I've been to in Italy, and it's really beautiful. And right on the off the island of Capri and all those things. If you ever get a chance, great show. Watch Searching for Italy on HBO Max. You'll go nuts.
I'll go nuts.
You'll move there. You'll move there. It's incredible.
I'm thinking about it now, Dan. Seriously, you should go my travel advisor. I think that would
I've
be
already
smart.
thought about it. Trust me.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, Mrs. Z, she says when we retire, see you later. That's it.
See you later. Going to Italy.
Going to Italy.
I'll know where to find you.
You'll know where to find me. And Tyler, man, it's awesome. Hey, I know you guys are still trying to finish out the season. And ALCs are coming up, and you guys are going for number 4 in a row here to try and get the clean sweep for your class. But you're also going for an undefeated season and a national championship.
That's right.
What would that mean to this program?
I can't even speak words to it, Dan. That would mean absolutely everything. I mean, to go out with that kind of bang. We have a lot of seniors this year. We're a very experienced group of guys. That would just put the icing on the cake for everything. I mean, we remember that for the rest of our lives. We'll remember it for the rest of our lives, regardless. Especially the Austin trip and Lynchburg as well. But that would just yeah, that'd be everything. I can't tell you how excited that would make me, but we're planning on making a good run. I think we got a great chance. We got a solid group of guys. As long as we stay healthy, I think we can do some good things here for sure. I'm excited.
The all-time leading points getter in Charlotte 49er history, Tyler Nichols, a man of many talents. Lacrosse just happens to be one of his best ones, and we appreciate you for coming on, my brother. Hey, great to talk to you, and good luck the rest of the way this season. And we hope to see you in Lynchburg in a few weeks.
Thank you so much, Dan. I really appreciate you having me on here, and it's been a pleasure for sure. Getting to talk to you, getting to know you a little bit. But yeah, can't wait to see you in Lynchburg.
Big thanks to Tyler Nichols. It was a pleasure getting to talk to him. What a guy. And hopefully we'll see him continue to light it up for the 49ers as we go forward to the ALC tournament. Speaking of some big games that are leading up to that tournament, Friday, April 11th, a huge game in Blacksburg, Virginia. Virginia Tech is taking on Tennessee. That is a big, big matchup for both of those teams and seeding purposes for the ALC tournament. Liberty's going to take on rival James Madison that same night in Lynchburg in the final game of the regular season for Liberty at home. And then Sunday, April 13th, also a big game, Charlotte versus Wake Forest. That game taking place in Charlotte. Don't forget, Wednesday, April 16th, the Backyard Brawl, Pitt and West Virginia in good old Morgantown. No love lost between those two. That should be a lot of fun. Just some information on the ALC tournament in and of itself. On Friday, April 25th, there will be a free clinic at 5:30 hosted by Liberty and Virginia Tech. At 5:30 p.m., there will also be cocktail party for parents and Lax community members. And don't forget that the games are Saturday all day long, Division II in the morning and Division I at night. And then, of course, we'll have Division I championship in the morning. We'll get more details on times later on. On Sunday, Division II will be on Sunday morning, and Division I will be in the afternoon. So be sure to look out for that and more stuff. You can look out for those things on our Instagram page at Atlantic Lacrosse Conference, and of course on X at Atlantic LC. Again, follow us and subscribe and like our channel at ALC Sports Network on YouTube as well. And we're on Spotify, so don't forget that, the ALC Sidelines podcast. Thank you so much to Tyler Nichols, our special guest, to our producer, Andrew Musser, and ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us all season long. We'll be back in a couple weeks before the tournament to get you set for a preview of what's going to happen in Lynchburg. It's going to be so much fun. We hope to see you there.